Hi folks, this is Sterling with Strategy Content Marketing. I'm making a short, well I don't know if it'll be short, I'm making an on-screen video about isn't everybody growing business by content marketing? As I was saying in the post, I naively thought when I first started out in this venture with Kristen that everybody knew that it was necessary to use content marketing to operate their business. But I'm finding out that it's actually a relatively little used concept. I come up with a couple of good examples of sites that have been doing things right, and we're going to talk about them some. The first one I have here is Fiasco Farms. This is a great site because it has a built-up natural authority that was built up over time because the lady that runs this site is really involved in what she does. She's really continually updating her site. She's really dedicated to her work, and she's really not that much of a internet marketing guru. She's just really into what she does. She talks about what she does a lot, and she writes a lot about what she does. She writes pretty well. And so what she's produced is a little different from the norm. Here on the main page you can see she has it divided up into like 6 major categories: herbals, goat information, cheese making, milk and dairy things, and then she has photo galleries, recipes, and a book list. I'm not going to go through all those. I'm only going to talk about the first 2 just so you can get a feel for what she's done here. If you go to herbals, we bought some herbals from her because we've raised dairy goats before, and we bought some herbal wormers from her. So if you go here to her herbal page, you see, I'm not going to click on any of these, but each one of these things is either written in the form of an information table or a little short article which you would compare to a blog post. And she just embeds all of her things that are really like blog posts. She just embeds them right into her website, so her website just keeps growing and expanding and getting bigger and bigger, which is kind of different from the more controlled method that I like to promote, and having a separate blog that gets bigger and bigger, and your main website can stay nice and concise and organized. But she's done a really great job of this by just article writing, and then she just includes the article as a page on her website. It just keeps expanding and expanding. But content-wise, it's the same as if she had a separate blog. Management-wise, for me, that's a bit confusing. Like I said, I would maintain a separate blog, but at any rate, that's what she's got here on the herbal page. I'm going to back up here. We'll look for a minute at the goat information and care page. You can see the same kind of structure. She's got a bunch of different categories. Here she's got a bunch of different categories. She's got 18 or 19. I didn't count the exact number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the size of category number 5. Each one of those things again is written like a little blog post, a little article just packed with all kinds of information on anything that you would want to know about goat health and goat care. There's another category: information, care, and health issues. Information, care, and health issues for baby goats. Information and health issues for bucks and wethers, etc., etc. Milking and udder related issues. No pun intended. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to go into the rest of the categories, but I just wanted to illustrate how this is set up. I really like it. I think it's a great site. Let me go to Google here. I hope I'm not having internet issues. I'm not sure. Been having some earlier. I randomly thought up some search terms. I'm not randomly thinking them up now, but as I wrote some notes to make this video, I thought, well, if I was looking for herbal things, well, what would most people search for? I said, well, they would look for herbal medication for goats. That seems like a... I pulled that out of a hat. I really did. Herbal medication for goats. Then let's see what Google comes up with. And amazingly enough, there is Fiasco Farms, #1 on the Google results list, ranking above Mother Earth News, Alternative Vet, Dairy Goat Journal. Mother Earth News is a big thing to be outranking. So they've done a great job there. I thought, well, okay. When we had goats, sometimes we had issues with their udders. Sometimes we had things going on, we didn't know how to handle them. So goat udder problems. Goat udder problems. Let's look them up. Goat udder problems. And here we are. 1, 2. There's no paid ads here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Fiasco Farms. They're #5. I mean, this is a really common search term if you're into goats, and they're #5. This is like a one-woman family company, and they're ranking above all of these very professional corporate kind of organizations. I think it's pretty impressive performance. Let's say you wanted to know about how to make goat cheese. Okay, goat cheese making. So let's search on that. There they are. 1, 2. They're #3 in the Google search. Dairy goats, cheese making, information on the care and keeping of dairy goats with an emphasis on natural and humane approach. #3 in Google. And the list goes on and on. You could just pull things out of your head. What would I search on about goats? And you find them way up at the top because she has amassed such a great amount of information in this kind of unconventional website that's just as big as a normal site with a big blog attached. It's just that the blog and the website are one giant website. But I think this site is great because it has natural authority. The lady that maintains this website is more concerned with her business and what she does than she is with SEO and all of the internet jargon. She just writes from the heart. She writes about what she's good at. If I were to offer advice to anybody in a business like hers that's just starting out, I would recommend that you keep your website, which contains your sales and your general information, in one place, and you use your blog to help direct people to find that website. But anyway, that aside, she's done a great job without even studying the technology. I don't think she's done anything to edit her work to make sure it's following the rules of how the search engines find the keywords. She's just got so much information in there that it's finding all the important keywords. So let's take a look now also at a more traditional website that's put together more the way that Kristen and I like to put together our sites. This is Yale Appliances. A lot of people wouldn't think that blogging about appliances would sound like a topic that's really hot discussion, but But then again, maybe it is. Like, have you ever had a broken washing machine, a broken dishwasher, or something like that, and you wanted to make the best decision on what to do? What do I do? Do I fix it? Do I go buy another one? What would you do to figure out what to do? You'd go online and you'd search. So here is Yale's homepage. It's a pretty traditional sales-oriented website. No criticism of the website at all. It's great. And if you were just looking at this site, you probably wouldn't particularly notice. See, here's a link to their blog. You probably wouldn't see the blog, and you probably wouldn't say to yourself, wow, cool, a blog about appliances, because this just doesn't sound like a really exciting topic. But that's not why they put it here. This blog is just chock full of articles that are specifically oriented that answer commonly asked questions about all kinds of appliances, questions that people ask, and the people that are asking them, are the people that are likely to buy appliances from this business. So this blog is like an online catch-all for people asking questions that they find Yale's site and they say, well, I should buy from them. They know what they're talking about. So let's think of some types of special appliances people might be looking for information about. I noticed that Yale, they're great at making their posts easily found, but not necessarily through keywords, because they have a lot of competition in their field. There's a whole bunch of people manufacturing and selling appliances, and it looks like they've worked really hard at choosing competitive keywords in the titles of the blog posts, and they're kind of having a tough time outranking the big players like Sears and Best Buy and Costco. Those people all seem to be coming up above them in the results quite a bit. In the right sidebar, they have, that must be in the right sidebar of the blog. Hang on a minute and I'll tell you. The right side, yeah, it's on the right side of the blog. In the right sidebar here they have the most popular posts, and down here they have browse by tag. Now tags are words that when you set up your blog post, tags are words you can identify certain phraseology that doesn't necessarily appear in your article, but which is related to the keyword that your article was based on, and the algorithms know the relationship between those tags and the keywords, and they know when you're properly pointing somebody at an article. So what I did was I found that when I searched on what looked like they were using as keywords in their popular posts, I found it was kind of hard to get there by searching on these keywords, because most of them are really competitive keywords that a lot of appliance manufacturers and a lot of appliance sales companies are using. So they seem to have concentrated on the use of tags that they put in a list to be associated with each post. So I thought, interesting thing to do. I picked some of these. 0% financing. You would think that is a pretty competitive tag. So I'm going to go back here to Google and I'm going to put in 0 financing on appliances. What do we get? We get Best Buy, an article by some financial thing, Amazon, Money Blog. There they are. Home Depot, CBS News, plus something else. They're down around number 10 here. What you need to know about 0% financing for appliances. Now that's pretty amazing. This is an appliance store. How many appliance stores do you think there are across the country? There must be, I don't know, thousands of appliance stores. And here's their article ranking number 10 on Google, telling you what you need to know about 0% financing for appliances. They've done their homework. This is the kind of thing that everybody needs to be thinking about with respect to whatever applies to their business. Extended warranties. Extended warranties on appliances. Whoops, extended warranties on appliances. Well, that's a really competitive term too. Same thing. Just think of the thousands and thousands of appliance stores there are across the country. They're trying to sell extended warranties. How many of them are trying to get an article to rank to point people at their store? Apparently not too many of them, because you see who comes up here on top. The big guys come up on top. Here we have Consumer Reports, CBS News, GE Appliances, MoneyUSNews.com. Well, we don't see them on page 1. Let's go down and look at page 2. One, two, three. There they are. They're number 5 on page 2. Are appliance extended warranties worth it? They have apparently written an article around the keyword appliance extended warranties because they researched that and found out that a lot of people are asking for information about warranties using that terminology. These people are using their heads. Let's find something else. Here's another tag that they used. Bottom mount refrigerator. Bottom mount refrigerator. Let's search on that. Well, it's a really competitive term. Here we got Best Buy, AJ Madison, don't know who they are. US Appliance, Whirlpool.com, Home Depot. These are all big players. There's Jen Air, eBay, of course, Electrolux Appliances. That's a manufacturer. These guys are just an appliance store, so they probably can't hope to be at the top using such a general term as bottom mount refrigerator. There's just too many people. But let's say you lived in Boston and you were interested in a bottom mount refrigerator. This store happens to be located in Boston. If you were in Boston, you were looking for a bottom mount refrigerator, what would you type in? I think if I lived in Boston and I was looking for one, I would type in bottom mount refrigerator Boston. Because when you buy an appliance, you're going to buy it from a local store. Let's search on that. There's Yale Appliance. Right on top. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. They've taken the first 4 spots in Google on that search term. So these people are using their heads. They're doing what they're supposed to do. So those are some examples. I'm not going to go through any more. But I think you might get the point. If you're not familiar with content marketing, you can see now when you start writing articles and you start emphasizing keywords that people are using to get information about the things you sell, and you start putting them into articles, and you make these articles available for people to find in search engines, then when people search on that information, Not only are they going to get general information about it, they're going to look to you and say, hey, this guy knows about this stuff and he sells it. So if you're not content marketing, you're just selling to your competition. You're just selling to the people who are content marketing. Well, of course, things are in such a state of content marketing is in such a state of disuse. It's not as big of an issue as it will be in the future. So jump on the bandwagon right now and get involved in content marketing. You'll be up there at the top of the list no matter what it is that you sell. So that's yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. And last thing I'm going to do is go to the top right sidebar of the page where this blog post is found, and you'll find this bar here where please put in your name and your email at least, and submit that, and we will email you a link to watch our free video training series on content marketing that Kristen has put together. She's done a really thorough job. I think it's great, and we're always continually upgrading it and improving it, making it more interesting to listen to. Go there and let us know what you think, and if you have any questions about content marketing, then we would love to hear from you. Just drop us a line. If you drop us a line, if you want us to talk to you, we'll get a hold of you by phone. We'd love to talk to you, and we want to help everybody. We want to boost the economy. We want to get everybody learning about how you motivate people to buy, and that's what we need to get this economy back on its feet. We've got to get people moving. We got to get cash moving. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you on the next video, and I'm sorry that this one was so long. I'll talk to you soon.